Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the Nova Series 5th Gen 2500 G2 style LED projector headlights with the Alpha Black housing and clear lens, fitting 2013 to 2018 Ram 2500s equipped with factory halogen non-projector headlights. These headlights are a great choice for the Ram owner who wants to elevate the look and lighting output of their truck. Now these are going to be a huge improvement over the factory halogens, and they have a cool aesthetic to go along with it. Lighting upgrades are never a bad idea, and when you can really up the ante with your lighting setup, well, why not do it? And an upgrade these certainly are. They look great and they are meant to evoke the styling of the latest generation of heavy-duty Rams. These are a great way for those of you who like the look of the newer truck to get a little bit of that flavor on your own without having to upgrade the whole truck itself. But beauty is more than skin deep here, as these things pack a serious punch. And what we have here is a full LED setup. You've got these 4 Ice Cube 3D LED projectors that make up your main beams. 3 on the outer edges will light up for your low beam, with the innermost one jumping in for your high beam. These things are all super bright and they throw a really clear wide beam pattern down the road with a nice sharp cutoff. Now on the top and bottom of the housing, there are these multi-function LED strips. Now these do a number of things, including functioning as your daytime running lights. They're also going to function as your turn signals, which are sequential, so you get that little extra coolness factor. And they also feature an activation light, which is a sequential light show that will happen when you lock or unlock the truck, which just adds that OEM type of look and feel. Construction is all pretty solid here as well. The outer housings are made from polypropylene and they feature the Alpha Black inner housings with clear polycarbonate lenses over top, so you get that blacked out stealthy look without sacrificing lighting output. The lenses also have an anti-fog agent and another coating on the outside to keep them clear in all conditions and help prevent fading and yellowing. Inside, these are going to feature the Osram Olsen Black Flat LED chips for superior light output and longevity. And since these are full LED, they're going to have a nice long lifespan, so you don't have to worry about changing out bulbs. On the back, you'll also find integrated adjusters, meaning that these are also DOT, SAE, and FMV 108SS approved, making them fully street legal. At this point, you're probably wondering, what's the catch? Well, these are going to be a little bit pricey. The set is going to run you about $1,700, and that does put them towards the upper end of the category. But like most aftermarket parts, especially lights, you get what you pay for here. There's a lot of good stuff baked in here, a lot of great lighting output on top of a cool look. So if you've got the room in your budget, these will make a great addition to your build. Installation is going to get a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you about 2 hours to complete. Now these will require you to do a little bit of wiring for those daytime running light functions, but for the most part it's plug and play, and the harness comes essentially almost ready to go, so the actual wiring is minimal. Everything you need comes in the box, so if you feel comfortable doing a bit of wiring, this is definitely a job that you can accomplish at home. With that, let's head on over to the install bay and we'll walk you through the process.
For this install, you need a ratchet, a 10mm socket, diagonal cutters, clip removal tool, and zip ties. All right, today we're gonna be installing some headlights on our Ram. First, we'll watch a quick video how to uninstall the stock headlights, then we'll come back here to install the new ones.
So our first step is to remove all of the push clips that are holding in our upper radiator cover. So I've got a clip remover tool to pop these out. So now we can start from the edge and work our way across, popping out our clips. And then with all of our clips removed, that'll expose these 4 bolts that hold in the top of our grill. So we'll grab a 10mm socket to pop these out. And now with the 4 bolts removed off the top of our grill, we can pull straight back to remove it. Now with our grill removed, we can remove these 2 10mm bolts that hold in the inside of our headlight. So we'll grab a 10mm socket and get these out. So next we can come down into our fender liner. We have this little access door here that we're gonna pop open. Now inside towards the fender, there's gonna be a white clip that we're gonna have to push up on. It's gonna be really hard to see from this angle, but I'll show you from the front once we get our headlight out. So we'll just reach in there, push up on that tab, and that'll free our headlight. And now once we release our tab, we have one more silver 10mm bolt here that we need to remove. So I'll grab that 10mm socket to get that out. So now with all of our bolts removed and our tab released, we can pull back on the headlight to remove it. And then we'll just disconnect our electrical harnesses, pull back on our red tab, and then push in on our black to remove that. And then over here, pull out on the white, push in on the black to remove that. And now this is that white tab we were showing you. This is the open position where you can slide this little notch in there. And then when you pull it down, it locks that into place. So now once we have this headlight removed, we can do the same thing on the other side.
So before we can get our headlights installed, we just need to run our wiring harness. So we have a battery hookup, a fuse tap, and then we're going to run our wires to our headlight areas. So we have a shorter wire for our driver's side, and then a longer wire which will run across the front to our passenger side. We're gonna start by hooking up our battery connection so we have a positive and negative. So we're gonna take a couple nuts off our battery and connect them there. So we have our red positive and black negative wire. We're just gonna loosen up these two nuts here on our battery with our ratchet and 10mm socket. And loosen that up and just slide our wire underneath. Tighten that back down. Same thing with the negative. And then we can run our fuse tap. So now we're gonna get our fuse tap into place. I'm going to pop open our lid here by pushing those two tabs. Fuse we're going after is F66. So that is this 10 amp fuse right here. We have our fuse puller, which you can use just to pull that out. Put that away. Grab our fuse tab. Now we're gonna put that fuse in line right there, and then install that where we took that out. You just want to route the wire around so we can still close our lid. And just tuck the extra away. And we're going to run the rest of our wires to our headlight areas. So we have our short connection and our yellow wire here. These are both going to go to our driver's side headlight area. Just right in front of the fuse box, you can just put them down and they'll come right through, just like that. Just let them rest there. Then we're gonna take our longer wire, run it across the front of the truck and secure it in our passenger side headlight area. Now you can secure this however you want. We're gonna grab some zip ties and just secure it up to our cable here. Going across, you just wanna make sure it doesn't touch anything hot or get in the way of anything moving. Take a pair of diagonal cutters, just cut off the extra. Just keep working your way across. Before you install your headlights, you do have an option whether or not you want white or amber DRLs. I'm gonna show you how to change that now. Now on the bottom of the headlight, you'll see this access cover here. Just give it a quarter turn and it'll pop off. So inside you'll see two connectors that are disconnected. They are a one wire connector. Now if they're disconnected, your DRLs will be white. If you connect them together, you will now have amber DRLs. So if you want to change it to amber, you just have to do the same thing with the other headlight, then we can get this installed. So now we're going to plug in all of our connectors. So we're going to start with our factory harnesses. So we have our first shorter one. We'll go on the inside here. Make sure to lock your securing tab down. And then our other connector over here. Same thing. Secure that down. Now, if your headlights don't work properly, these do plug into either or, so you may just need to switch them back and forth. But now we're gonna plug in our single wire that we ran. It's just a simple push in plug, just like that. And now for our yellow wire, now this will only be on the driver's side. This is just one. Now this will only be on the driver's side. There's only one yellow wire. They could just plug into either side. Since our harness is over here, it will plug in on our driver's side. Plug that in. Then we can get our headlight into place. So make sure that your wiring is tucked out of the way of all of the mounts. Then we can get our 10mm bolt secured. So we're gonna get our two front ones secured. We have our top one up here, and then our longer bottom one. Grab our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten them down. Then we can go in the wheel well and secure our other bolt and our locking tab. So now we're in our wheel well, we're gonna reinstall our 10mm bolt and secure our locking tab. Now my hand's probably gonna block everything, but we're just gonna get that bolt threaded in, grab our ratchet with our 10mm socket, tighten that down. And then just make sure you pull your locking tab down. And then we can secure our cover back in our wheel well. Now once you have this side all secured, you can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, except for, like I said, there will be no yellow wire to plug in. Now we're gonna get our grill back into place, get all the tabs lined up. And then we'll secure our top 10mm bolts. All right, so we're gonna get our 10mm bolts reinstalled. Now, as you can see, we only have two, one on either side because our middle tabs are broken, but you would reinstall all four. Grab our ratchet and 10mm socket, secure those down. And then while we're here, we can get our radiator cover in place and secure all of our plastic tabs back down. We'll just push into place. And we are all set. And that wraps up our install of our Alpharex Nova Series 5th Gen 2500 G2 style LED projector headlights with an alpha black housing and a clear lens for a 2013 to 2018 Ram 2500 with factory halogen projector headlights. And remember, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.